Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is CryptoTakeOver coming back with another video again for y'all this evening. And on today's video, we are going to see what's going on with the Bitcoin charts for the weekend. Are there any plays to be made here on the weekend, or are we just going to be chilling until we get ready for Monday, getting ready to see what might be in store for the markets going into next week and into the end of the month in March? It's been a crazy month so far. 2020 in general has just been pretty insane when it comes to markets and Bitcoin volatility. So we're going to see what might be in store left for us. Is there still a high probability of volatility to the upside or to the downside? Let's take a look at the charts and see. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're looking at our 15-minute charts here. If y'all are brand new to this channel, I use the Market Cipher Indicator by CryptoFace. Feel free to go check him out if y'all like. And we are going to be looking at what we can see here. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that we all can be updated every single video that I make. Try to make a video every single day. I've been pretty consistent with it. So and it also just helps with my analysis that I have of the market to be going over the charts every day too as well. So if y'all are interested, stick around and subscribe. All right, so 15-minute chart here, we can see that our money flow actually started to move into that red just yesterday, and kind of indicated that we were going to have a little bit of a sell-off there after our big top out at about 7,100. I thought we might have been consolidating in this fib area, but it doesn't look like that's the case. We look like we are consolidating in our next little fib channel right now. So we're going to see what's going to happen here, whether or not we come a little bit lower. We can see we have a red dot here, but it does look like we might try to put in a green dot pretty soon. Our money flow is still pretty heavily into the red. I would want to see money flow actually come up a little bit higher, to be honest. So or come down a little bit lower, possibly right below this 60 pivot point here. So we could end up getting that. Maybe we'll see. That just indicates an oversold money flow for me, as well as if it's on the green, and overbought money flow too. And same it goes with the anchor waves that are put in above or below that 60% point or below it. So as we move into our 30-minute time frame, we do have that sell signal there also on the 15-minute. If this will ever freaking load. Okay, have our little 15 or 30-minute sell here as well, indicating some nice volatility that is to occur. We can also see that money flow is just now moving into the red down here as well. This was an anticipated move I was hoping for after our 7,100. I got stopped out like right up here somewhere, and it's fine, you know, but we're gearing up for the next play. So my team is ready. We are at the ready. We are currently getting ready for the next move. So if y'all want to join us, feel free to. Second link in the description box below. So we have our sell signal here on our 30-minute time frame as well. Red dot indicating some maybe downwards momentum. Let's move into our 1 hour, see what's happening here. Okay. I did want to look at our 45 minutes to see what might be happening there as well. Sorry, this video might be kind of painful to get through just because for some reason I am slowing down quite a bit now. So I was gaming a little bit last night, so that might have been the reason for the computer slowdown. But we can see here we have our red dot. Money flow is just now moving into that reddish area on our 45-minute. So this is another good indication that our lower time frames are starting to kind of indicate a little bit more of some sell pressure possibly. So we are definitely getting ready for that. And then as we move to our lower EMAs here, 200 EMA is at about 5,900. We might see some resistance there, but we'll just keep an eye on it and to see what happens. Let's go into our 1 hour. No sell signal yet on our 45-minute. I just noticed that too as well. Okay, so our 1 hour. Money flow, you know, it looks like we're putting in a lower low or lower high on our money flow too. It looks like we might get a red dot here. Our VWAP is getting ready to cross below that zero pivot, which will indicate a sign of a red dot possibly forming, and could, depending on how much momentum is behind it, give us a blood diamond here possibly as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. For bullish case scenario, we could just continue up to the upside here. Our money flow could stay positively in the green and continue back up to maybe, I know some people have been calling for a 7K retest. I necessarily don't see it happening, but it's a possibility. So, you know, you just got to be willing to counteract anything that may take place. Looks like we're kind of forming a little bit of a bearish divergence here. You can see that this bearish divergence sorry, line just got drawn out too. So I use a few different indicators on my screen as well. We'll go into that in a little bit. So our 1 hour, maybe money flow is kind of trying to round off just a tad bit. No sell signal yet, but we will probably, you know, our 30-minute had a sell signal on it already. Our 45-minute didn't, and our hour doesn't yet either. It could give us a sell signal. We'll just have to see if there's enough momentum behind that sell pressure to indicate the sell-off will happen to signal us there. Moving into our 2 hour, we do have the sell signal that's all the way back here from our blow off top at 7100-ish area. So I did want to also look back at the 1 hour just to see what our EMAs were kind of telling us a little bit. And we're just kind of consolidating right now. It looks like we're going to get squeezed a little bit here based on our EMAs. We dropped below our 21, also dropped below our 13 EMA, getting a little bit of a squeeze between our 50 and our 21 to see what move we're going to have to make. So I kind of like to look at the EMAs as kind of like a Bollinger Band, and the tighter they get, if they get squeezed, and in between some certain EMAs, they're going to have to break one direction or the other. So I would say based on this, I would kind of see these EMAs kind of getting squeezed, getting our price action squeezed just a little bit to maybe break to one direction or the other. And the way I would probably counteract that would be, okay, well, what is our cipher wave telling us, and how is it going to squeeze? So I would say that this, being the VWAP is also moving to the downside, possibly giving us a little bit of a red dot here. I would say that our EMAs would probably squeeze us to the downside here, maybe to that 200 EMA on the at about 61. Where's that at? At about 6K. So getting a squeeze down there to our next EMA, which is at about that. Well, is that the? Yeah, that's the 200. So you know, we could get a squeeze to that 200. It did look like our 100 wanted to cross above our 200, but doesn't quite look like we're going to get that bullish cross just yet. It's a possibility, but I would say that if we come back down to retest that 200 EMA, that this 100 EMA will probably send us back down to. I would think that actually we'd probably come to test the 100 before the 200, but we'd probably see a little bit of resistance at that 200 as well, and then maybe decide whether or not we want to bounce, just like we did back here. We bounced from that 200, and now it looks like we're kind of trending a little bit more to the downward side, breaking below that 50. So like I said, once these squeezes happen with these EMAs, then we can kind of see whether or not which side they're going to break to, based on our cipher B pattern, our blue wave patterns too as well. So I would say our 200 is probably going to act as support for us. Whether or not we get a bounce, that's yet to be determined. Our money flow is still in green. We might get a little bit of a bounce and then get a squeeze between our 50 EMA, and then maybe decide whether or not what's going to happen there. So let's go into our 2 hour now. Sorry about the lag and everything. It's going to be kind of a hard video to watch, but if you're really interested in learning a little bit more about Bitcoin and the way it moves, then I would highly suggest that you stick around and learn. You know, it's the only way it's going to happen, even if it is a hard video to watch, just because it's kind of slow to load right now. So we can see that currently kind of getting a little bit of a doji, maybe bottom area here. It looks like our money flow is still pretty nicely in the green for the most part. So this is why I just want to be cautious. 200 EMA is sitting at about 6,600, maybe finding a little bit of support at this 100 EMA right now as well. So the more that we start to move above this 100 EMA, and we probably need to get back above our 21 and our 13 EMA. We did kind of drop below it just a tad bit on our 2 hour. So if we start to push a little bit above, it did look like we were starting to drop down on our 1 hour EMA, but that 200 on our 1 hour is equivalent to our 100 on our 2 hour. So you can see that 100 is about at 6K. So we could see a little bit of a bouncy bounce there, as Crown Crypto Cave would like to call it. And we could also get a little bit of a squeeze between our 100 and our 21 maybe. And that is a strong possibility to decide what's going to happen there. But our money flow is still in the green, so we could see another nice little push to the upside here. And that might give us some support at possibly that 13 EMA, depending if we want to push up to that 200. I don't see a push up to the 200. Just it is a possibility, you know. And so that's also another thing we got to be prepared for, is at about 6,600, that push to the 200 EMA, and maybe seeing if we want to bounce from there back down like a pinball machine, or if we want to shoot back up through it. Let's go look into our 4 hour. You can see that we also have our sell signal on our 2 hour. So as we start to move into our 4 hour, and this is probably going to be a longer video. You know, I kind of wanted to keep the video short for the most part, but I really am starting to dive a little bit more into my TA analysis and just give a more precision decision on the moves that I want to make, you know, and I'm holding myself accountable for this, you know. Every single move that I make, I'm holding myself accountable, and I would expect that my team also do the same too. They're a very responsible team. They take consideration of every single move that I even call. So even if I call something, they like to go back over it, double check on their charts as well too, which is highly encouraged. You know, one of the things that I've been told, and also coming from my mentors, is that we're here to teach you to learn, not tell you what decision to make, right? So you still have your own free will to make the decision you want to make. But if you are getting calls from someone else or signals from someone else, that you need to reevaluate it yourself and go over it and decide whether or not that's the proper move for your own risk management, right? And what you see on the charts. So you can see on our 4 hour, we do have our sell signal here as well. Currently getting a little bit of support from that 50 EMA. Still trending above our 13 EMA. Our 21 could cross above our 50, giving us a little bit of a bullish crossover. I would imagine that if we do bounce from our 50 pushing up above and our 21 pushing up above, or pushing us up a little bit, that our 100 EMA at about 6,600 as well would be nice resistance for us, possibly as to get a nice little squeeze in between here to see what the price action wants to play out for us after that. We can see that our money flow is kind of moving into that upwards trajectory right now. We really haven't had green money flow on our 4 hour for a while, since I think we were at 10K. So since we moved up to 10K, we really haven't had a green money flow for a while. But as we continue to look back at the charts, we can see that we were pretty heavily in our green money flow for a long time, all the way until that 10.5 K blow off top, and then we started to just move into our red money flow pretty heavily here. So we could see some more stagnant sideways movement for the most part, depending on how we get squeezed here between maybe our 100 and our 50 EMA possibly as well. So we'll just keep an eye on this to see what's going to happen. But if we start to move into that green money flow, I would feel a little bit more bullish. But I think that there might be some strong resistance at about that 6,600 area. So, but we'll have to look at both sides of the story and not make any hasty decisions until then, right? So I hope that y'all are learning a lot from this. I do send out a newsletter probably about maybe every other week, possibly. It says weekly newsletter, but it's really when I have the time to. So I would say probably about every other week. And what I like to do here is just give certain trading tips, altcoin charts, things that I give my Patreon members. I'll give back to my newsletter subscribers probably a couple of weeks after I've already posted it into the Patreon page. So feel free to sign up for this. It's mainly just my private videos. It's not my signals or anything like that. It's more or less just my private videos. And if I have any updates or anything that I want to keep y'all updated with, then I send out the newsletter to y'all. So please go ahead and get subscribed to that. Y'all can join for free. The newsletter subscribers, it's free to join. I also do giveaways every once in a while, so make sure that you get signed up for that in order to qualify for the giveaways. It's just an easy way for me to get in touch with you if you win. And also a nice little way to stay up to date with me, you know, in a fact that, you know, YouTube, you know, maybe something happens or whatever, you know, and have to move platforms or something like that. I'll let y'all know. And then also, so everyone, this is my Patreon page where I do have a section in there to join my private VIP signals group. We use Discord to have the group available to us. So make sure once you get signed up, I only have 4 spots left that are remaining for the Patreon page. So feel free to get signed up now before it's too late. I'm limiting this group because I want to make sure that we're all in compliance with just our own livelihood, and that we can all just get along together too. I don't want there to be a lot of noise in the group. I don't want there to be arguments in the group. I want to make sure that everyone can get to know each other a little bit, and also that we can just look after each other. So we have a great group right now. Some traders have been trading for years, and they're actually as well too, and they give a lot of great advice. So even if I can't get around to y'all and answer y'all's questions, more or less the group will be happy to help and answer those questions for you. So I only have 4 spots remaining in the group. We're getting ready for our next call. I've already sent the signal out, and now we're just waiting for it to play out. So feel free to join us in that Patreon page as well in the VIP signals group. So if y'all have any questions, just message me. Message me on Discord. So the Discord group is available. If I want to just go ahead and join the server, the Discord server, y'all can. And feel free to chat it up with me in there. I have some cool channels in there that we can all talk about different things. And then also the Telegram group is free to join. So if you want to join the Telegram group, feel free to find those links in the description box below. I use the premium plan for TradingView. So actually, guys, so I found a really cool, nice little tip and trick to actually get 60% off of the premium or the Pro Plus plan. So I will share that with my Patreon members only. And then maybe I'll give it to the newsletter subscribers, you know, a couple of months later or something like that. But I found a really cool tip and trick on how to get the premium or the Pro Plus plan, literally 60% off of the annual price. So the Pro Plus plan, I think you would only pay like $150, and then the premium plan, I think I paid like $250 for the whole year. So a great deal. But I found a nice little cool tip and trick that I'll share with y'all in the near term future, because I want everyone to at least know about it in the Patreon page as well. So yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, I'll make sure to share that with y'all too as well. So let's go back into the charts real quick. So our 4 hour, kind of already looked over this, maybe trying to get a squeeze between our 50 and our 100. We do have that sell signal that is there right now as well. Let's go into our 6 hour. Can see on our 6 hour here, we did have that sell signal that did signal for us as well. Money flow is still kind of moving down into that reddish area on our 6 hour as well. Finding support maybe at our 13 or our 21, and that's going to be kind of a decision factor for us too. If we decide to move below that, we'll probably get this squeeze between our 50 and our 13 and our 21 to see what the next move might be. We did have that retest at our 100 EMA at about 7,100. So that was a nice little retest there. Kind of faked a lot of us out, maybe a little bit of a bull trap as well. But from now, we're going to see what might be the next possible outcome after the squeeze probably that happens here as well. You can see also I've been doing a lot of reading, trading, reading different books about trading as well. Trading in the Zone is also a great book. So I might leave y'all with some of the books that I've read in the Patreon page as well that I want y'all to check out, and just to get an idea of how to be a more successful trader, how to learn proper risk management, probabilities, and different things of that nature. So I'll probably leave some of those books in the Patreon page as well. Right now I'm working on Turtle Trader. So this one is pretty interesting, but Trading in the Zone was actually really good. I really enjoyed that book as well. So highly recommend it if y'all are interested. Check those out. You can see on our 8-hour, we did have our sell signal, have a red dot forming right now as well. Kind of getting another little bit of a squeeze here. So I want to see, last time that we were trending above our 21 EMAs and our 13 EMAs, we did have that same blow off top to about 9,100, and then we just consolidated back to that downside. So a lot of overhead resistance right now. We're just really going to have to see what Bitcoin has in store for us, and whether or not we're going to push to the upside here as we get this squeeze between our 50 EMA and our 21 EMA. And then as we move into our 12-hour, if this thing will ever load. There we go. So we're currently still sitting above our 21 EMA in our 12-hour. Getting a nice little sell signal here in our 12-hour as well. Red dot probably about to form pretty soon. Not a very strong indication on the VWAP. It looks like we kind of want to ride a little bit to the side here above our zero pivot, but our money flow is still in the red. So I would say that, yeah, it's still a nice probability that we'll probably come below that zero pivot and probably put in a red dot for us as well. Trending above our 21 EMA, doesn't look like we've had enough momentum to stay above it. We are kind of getting a little bit of support there, but this doji on our 12-hour to me indicates that is a nice little sign of reversal too as well. So if you're sticking around right now, you're definitely getting the overall trend structure of what I think is possible for this next Bitcoin move. So congrats to you for sticking around. Go ahead and comment below. Tell me that you've stuck around till at least a 12-hour chart. And that would be pretty cool to see. So you deserve a cookie or something. And so we'll probably get a squeeze between our 21 maybe, but I would say that we probably may even break below this 21 and get a squeeze between our 21 and our 13, which is at about 5,900, and our 21 is sitting at about 6,100. So we're even breaking below it right now, and we could get that squeeze here to see what's going to happen. So that might be an indication that we just need to take precaution of. We got a rejection here at our 50 EMA. As well. So yeah, or I mean, you know, as we continue sideways here, our 50 EMA could be our squeeze. You know, as our 50 EMA starts to come down, we could get that squeeze there too. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. Money flow still in the red, not as heavily in the red as I'd like to see it to know that it's going to be a reversal, but or to continue further to the upside. But you know, that sell pressure could come a little bit later on. Our 21 EMA, getting some nice little dojis here as well. No sell signal yet on our 21 hour, but trending above our 21, getting a squeeze maybe between our 13 and our 21 here to see what the next move might be. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a red dot here based on our 21 hour. So we'll see how the next day kind of plays out to see what could be the overall structure of this next move. Going into our daily now. We do have that nice green doji candle. Nice green Heikinashi candle, sorry, that has formed here. We can see that we're not even trending above our 13 EMA or our 21. We wicked up to both of them, but could not close above any of them right now. So Still not a very strong sign of any type of reversal anytime soon. You know, we've ever since we broke below our 21 EMA and our 13 EMA, we really just had a struggle trying to find support above it. And it kind of looks like that same predicament could happen here, being that our money flow is still in the red. I mean, we are kind of rounding just a little bit here, but you know, I would say that because it's still in the red, we still just need to be very cautious about considering a upwards movement here. Let's turn off Cypher SR. So these wicks up here, you know, the fact that we couldn't even close above our 21, it's gonna be kind of hard for us, I would assume, to get up above those areas. We have a nice little buy signal there as well. Let's take a look at our 2-day. So it's kind of scary that we're seeing this much resistance, even like on our 13 EMA right now, you know, on our 1-day. So, but I would say if we could get above those, then we'll probably be in more bullish territory. And so we do have a nice green dot here on our 2-day as well. And that green dot signaled us a big move to the upside here, a big test at our 13 EMA and our 2-day, but could not even have a full body candle close too high really above there. So I think this is our 782 fib, if I'm not mistaken. 382, sorry. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So yeah, our 382 fib is looks like our channel of support for us right now, and then our 618 is our next channel that we could break down below into that 4K area. So into that 618 area is what I might be looking for, but our 2-day giving us a big green dot there, maybe some sideways consolidation for us right now. See that last time we were in the red, we had big green dots, but still had some pretty major sell-offs that happened there, especially once we got rejected again on our 2-day. Had a blood diamond here as well. Then we had that big drop off. So we just need to be cautious, need to be ready for whatever may take place right now. Let's take a look at our 3-day. And I want to say our 3-day was giving us a little bit of a buy signal. No buy signal just yet on our 3-day. I would feel a little bit more cautious about anticipating more downside movement if we did have a buy signal here on our 3-day, but no buy signal yet on our 3-day. It does look like we are getting a little bit of a bottom though. You know, if we get a smaller green dot, it could be some bullish momentum there, but I would still just be very, very cautious about what we could see going on into this next week. The position that I've given is probably going to be out. We'll probably be out of it by the beginning of the week, probably. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. But currently, we're doing okay for right now. So take a look at our 5-day. So that 3-day green dot, you know, we just need to be aware of to see what's going to happen there, if we're going to get a move, but the fact that it's not a big green dot could also indicate that we could come back down and maybe put in a big green dot possibly later on. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see. Now this is our 5-day chart. Our 21 is still getting ready to cross that 100, which could be very detrimental to Bitcoin, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what's going to happen. So as you can see, even before this death cross on Cypher B, we had some green dots, red dot. I mean, Bitcoin looked like it wanted to try and come back up, a red dot again. And then finally we got the capitulation that happened here to that downside. So I would say that we could end up getting a nice little Christmas tree play out here on Cypher B again as well. being that our money flow is just now moving into that reddish area, we could get a little bit of a Christmas tree pattern playing out for us on our 5-day, but that might be later on until April, to be honest. You know, the beginning of April, we could probably see that Christmas tree pattern play out for us, and then we might actually get that cross. So I would say we're somewhere like right in between here to where this cross could happen. It's still possibly in the works, but we're going to get probably a Christmas tree pattern to play out. And then maybe after we get a green dot, we'll get a red dot, and then that'll be maybe that capitulation that happens possibly. So we're just at the ready for pretty much anything right now. But we can see that we pretty much have sell signals all the way up from past our 2-day. And our 2-day was being really wonky with this. I remember that 2-day buy signal that, the sell signal that flashed like at about 9.5K. And we saw it run all the way up to like 10.5 area, and we were like, okay, that sell signal on our two-day didn't really mean crap until later on after the momentum died out. Then we finally saw the capitulation that happened after it, right? With the coronavirus, the blah 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 virus that I probably shouldn't say because YouTube might catch on to that, but anyways, yeah, so after that was like said, I remember that sell on our 2-day had signaled right here, and then we didn't finally get the sell till later. So that could be the same thing with our 2-day buy signal that signaled. We could see another drop down and then finally have that move to the upside. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see how these waves want to kind of play out as well too. So we're looking at our 6-day here. 6-day. You know, I would say that our money flow doesn't really look extremely healthy right now. So we could anticipate maybe some moves to the downside as well. I did want to see, so I'm pretty sure we're trending below all of our EMAs on our 3-day, our 5-day, all the way up and above too, right? Kind of a lengthy video for everyone, but if you're really interested in learning, I would hope that you're sticking around right now. And maybe you're watching at 2x speed too. That would be pretty freaking cool. So yeah, currently just trending below everything right now. I would imagine even on our 5-day too. All key EMAs just pretty much trending below. You know, maybe getting a squeeze between our smooth moving average and our 200 here on our 5-day as well. I would say that 200 is at about 6,600 as well. I did want to look at our 2-day just to see what key EMAs we can look for on our 2-day right now. And that 13 EMA is at about 6,900, so 7K. Yeah, it's a possibility, but Bitcoin looks like it maybe wants to get rejected again. So, or that 21 EMA also had about 7,600 possibility, but I think we already got rejection at our 13 EMA, and that 13 EMA is now at about 6,900 too. So as we move into our 5-day, moving into our 5-day here, we can see that currently just getting a little bit of a resistance right now. These wicks to the downside here could give us a little bit more of a signal, more momentum that is to come possibly later on to the downside as well. Going into our 6-day. Six-day key EMA 200 holding as a little bit of support, or actually resistance for us as of right now. It looks like we're closing below it. Let's move into our regular candles just to see what's happening. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of resistance for us right now on that 200. So we could see that squeeze between our 200 and our 200 smooth moving average. But that's going to take a while for those to kind of consolidate themselves out. But I mean, that range there is between 6,200 and 4,300. So I would say that that's going to be major resistance for us right now as well. It's going into our weekly chart. Weekly chart here, we can see that also getting substantial drop off for the most part. You know, between our 200 and our other 200 daily, I mean, I think this is the exponential, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see that we're just getting a little bit of consolidation, relatively, you know, not bullish at all for the most part. Let's go into our 2 week. We do have that sell signal there as well. So I would say that our 2-day actually had our last buy signal on it, but the fact that we're starting to see some of these sell signals start to move up the time frames as well, I would think that our 3-day would not get that buy signal at all, and that as we start to see these sell signals move up the charts, that would just indicate that that 2-day could be a little bit of a fake out for us as of right now. Blood diamond here on our 2 week, going into the end of March and into April. You know, this blood diamond could be pretty substantial for us, and we just need to be staying really, really cautious right now. So let's go into our 21 day, see what's happening. I think we had another blood diamond there as well. Yeah. And man, this wick is just crazy to the downside. Crazy movement. I think on our 2 week, are we trending below our 21 and our 13? I think so. What was the next support there for us? Right now, that 50 is at about support. So on our 2 week, you know, our 100 is our support. Yeah. So quite interesting. And then even in our weekly, I think our key EMAs were or our 50. I think we are still trending below our 50, and our 200. Okay. So let's go into our monthly time frame. One last time, I just wanted to look at the 21. So if you're still sticking around for this video, congratulations. We're going on for a 40-minute video right now, but that just proves that I just wanted to really go over the charts with y'all, and hopefully y'all can learn something from here as well. So I do video summaries for my Patreon members as well, so I'll make sure to write them up a nice little video summary and let them know what's going on here. So yeah, finding support at that 50, about 6,600, but could end up breaking below that. We'll see what happens. Sitting below our, let's go into our regular candles here on our 21 day. Regular candles don't really show us much difference either. Okay, let's move into our monthly time frame and then we'll finish it off. So guys, if y'all are interested, I do use Bybit to trade. Great leverage trading platform as well. You don't have to leverage trade if you don't want to. This is just what we're doing on my Patreon page as well. So we're using Bybit. I would say that it's probably the best leverage trading platform out there. They're about to implement, I think it's hedge trading or something like that, where you can open up 2 positions at the same time. So that'll be pretty nifty too as well. Just in case we get maybe caught in one bad trade, we can go the next route with it and wait for the retracement. So with that being said, y'all, let's see what else we got. Prime XBT, if you're a USA citizen, you can use Prime XBT to leverage trade. Brave browser will allow you to browse the web and get paid in BAT token passively, so y'all can check that out. CryptoTab browser, if y'all haven't downloaded that, y'all should, because it's a nice way to earn Bitcoin. It mines Bitcoin in your background process for you, so feel free to get signed up for that and start mining Bitcoin. Create some passive income for yourself without the whole hassle of setting up ASIC miners and ANT miners and all that jazz too. You can just mine Bitcoin using your CryptoTab browser. I have it running on 2 different computers, and then also you can run it on your old tablet or your old phones too as well. Just download the app. And then follow me on Instagram and Twitter if those will load up. Awesome. But message me on Discord if y'all have any questions or whatever. You can email me if you want. It's contact at CryptoTakeOver.io. So contact at CryptoTakeOver.io if y'all want to get a hold of me. Feel free to message me on there. Have a nice little red dot here on our monthly time frame as well. Finding support at that 50. Our 50 EMA was at about 5,500. So if we close below 5,500 by the end of this month, whoo, that's going to be pretty bearish for us, to be honest. So we'll see what happens by the end of this month. We could get another, wick back down there. We need to be ready for that if that's to occur. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out on it and just see what's happening. So, and then in our 3-month chart, let's take a look at our 3 months. Which would be, I guess that would be all the way until, January, February, March, April. So we'll actually start another 3-month chart at the beginning of April. So by the end of this month, we'll start another 3-month chart and see where this opens up at. It would be very interesting, to say the least, to see where this opens up. I would, if we open up below our 13 EMA, that'll definitely give us probably that capitulation in between our 21 EMA as well at about 4,700. So this 3-month chart, in essence, is a strong indication of maybe what could be happening. I did want to turn on our 12-month chart as well, or that's our yearly chart. But if we close March below 5,900. Man, that's going to be interesting, because we'll probably end up getting that capitulation move. So that's in our regular candles. Let's go back to our Heikenashis. Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on that to see how we close the end of March out as well too. And let's look at our 12-month chart. But I would definitely say that this is going to be a high volatility month, just because even that 3-day chart or that 3-month chart, we'll get a close there to see what's going to happen too. Yearly chart's not giving us really any data, just because Bitcoin is so new. Some spinning top dojis on our Heikinashi candles there though. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. We could go into our regular candles just for kicks and giggles, right? Yep, getting some dojis there also on our 12-month chart. But we'll see what 2020 finishes for us as well, how that works out for us. So thanks for joining, y'all. I'll keep y'all up to date. The Patreon members will get the summary of this video too as well. I look forward to seeing y'all in VIP. There's only 4 more spots left right now, and then I'm closing the group off for the time being, just so that way we don't get a lot of extra noise in there right now. I just don't want a lot of people in there asking a bunch of silly questions, this and that don't really know, how the group has already interacted so well together, and that we do have a great group behind us right now. So I look forward to seeing those 4 spots filled up and great people joining us in that trading group and that trading program. Once you sign up for the Patreon page, just message me your Discord name so I can give you access to the private channel. And with that being said, y'all, thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share this video if y'all thought it was interesting. And CTO is signing out. I'll see y'all again on the next one.